Yes, we are back with you to carry on our close encounter with the dashing, young and energetic Chief Minister Dr. Mukul Sangma. Dr. Sangma, what was the political compulsion for you to take on two deputy chief ministers? You are leading a comfortable government. You are absolutely in the comfort zone. But seems like you have political compulsions, otherwise you won't have two deputy chief ministers.
Tell me in democracy where people don't have political compulsions. But at the same time, we plan it well and we want to ensure that it only adds on to our advantage to be more effective.
In the almost 2 decades of your political career, what have been your major successes and what have been your major failures?
If I should say my success, I don't think I should be identifying a specific area where I can say I have been successful. But the most satisfying thing that I can share with you, instead of saying successful, I should say the most satisfying thing that I can say is that I feel lots of satisfying because I find pleasure in serving the people. I got such a long innings of 20 years almost now. I'm completing 20 years as an elected representative to be able to serve the people, contribute for the growth and development of the state at different capacities. And I have been given lots of opportunities by the people. I'm sure I have been given more than what I deserve. What more a person require after one achieves the level of holding a post of the head of the state? And therefore, I find lots of pleasure in being able to serve the people, and that's satisfying.
But what have been your successes?
Being able to remain in circulation and being able to serve the people continuously is my success.
And what is your failure?
I don't find any failure. The only failure I find is that I don't get time for myself. I don't get time for my family. That's all my failure is all about.
But you feel that what you have done for the state of Meghalaya is your best foot forward? And there are no
I have
failures.
made a humble beginning, and I'm sure I can give more, and I should give more, and I'll draw more pleasure.
Dr. Sangma, Meghalaya's Garo Hills is still branded as underdeveloped. You just said that you've had little failure, but your detractors say that your biggest failure is that Garo Hills, for a bottle of medicine, sometimes you have to go kilometers and kilometers.
There are challenges, there are deficiencies. I'm not saying the past has always been good, but I'm more concerned about the future. I'm more concerned about the future, and to address the future, the present is important. So present and future is before me. The past, if I dig, then there are many other things which I have to say, which I don't want to say now. Because it is not that Dr. Mukul has been in the hand of affairs as far as Garo Hills is concerned. Garo Hills have seen lots of politicians, tall political leaders, that privilege the people of Garo Hills had. Nevertheless, leave them as they are, but I am more concerned about the present and more concerned about the future. We want to ensure that the future is better.
Meghalaya's Garo Hills is still branded as underdeveloped, but many say that your constituency, Ampati, had its share of development under your leadership. Do you think that you have given undue consideration to Ampati?
Charity begins at home, and at the same time, I should be grateful to the people of that particular place which I represent, because that was the place which was once most neglected. I remember how neglected it was, and to be more candid, I also belong to the same subdivision, which is now upgraded to a district where PA Sangma also belongs. Therefore, if Ampati is being developed, a part of Meghalaya is being developed. And if a part of Meghalaya is being developed, then Meghalaya is being developed. And I want to ensure that every part of Meghalaya is developed. That's what I actually say. If you refer back to what I say, is that Meghalaya can be considered as developed when every part of Meghalaya is developed. Every person, every individual in Meghalaya see reasons to have hope.
Dr. Sangma, you have drawn flack from various quarters over the construction of a stadium at Ampati at a cost of almost 50 crores using the funds from the non-lapsable central pool. That's an astronomical sum of money for a small place like Ampati.
Yes, we are constructing. Not only we want to, we are constructing.
But that's a lot of money to divert from a stadium in your constituency.
I do not subscribe to the idea of spending piecemeal and throw away public resources. What is the purpose? We have a purpose of constructing a stadium. You will see many wonderful things happening once this kind of infrastructures come up across the state. Today, I was referring to the sports. I have always maintained that sports is one USP as far as Meghalaya is concerned. We are investing almost 80 crore rupees for one not sports stadium, football stadium in Shillong. We are already investing for a number of artificial turf across the state, not only in Shillong, not only in Ampati, across the state. So this kind of investment will continue, and we will see that Meghalaya becomes a destination for football, Meghalaya becomes a destination for sports, Meghalaya becomes a destination for culture and knowledge, as I was referring to, and that's how we want to realize the dreams of the people of the state.
Sometimes there's also talk that, you've fallen short on the tourism and mining policies. For instance, Shillong was always known as the Scotland of the East, and Meghalaya is a beautiful state which could have actually stood on the map, on the tourism map of India. But you couldn't showcase Meghalaya the way it could have been showcased.
You see, you can't develop a sector in silos. Tourism cannot be developed in isolation. You need to develop the state in totality, create positive perception, have appropriate steps for brand building of the state in a right manner, simultaneously ensure proper investment so that you have the spaces created to receive and accommodate the tourists. Today I will tell you one thing, that if you want to have spaces in the hotels in Shillong, you will find that you don't get enough rooms. That means what? That means there is not enough rooms in the hotels created. That means not enough investment in the hospitality sector. Therefore, if you aggressively promote Meghalaya as a tourist destination without having any investment to create these infrastructures and other paraphernalias, like we are talking about sports tourism, talking about culture and knowledge tourism, various other aspects which will have multiplier effect in tourism sector. Therefore, all this has to be basically taken comprehensively. There must be a comprehensive action plan for investment, and ultimately then only you will see that Shillong becomes a tourist destination. And because of Shillong, the whole Northeast becomes. And I have also maintained that Shillong alone, Meghalaya alone cannot promote tourism. The Northeast in totality will have to be explored as a market destination for tourism.
What about on the mining front? You were supposed to come out with a mining policy, and you did come out with a mining policy.
Yes, we have come up.
Yes.
Yes, we have come up. We have taken time because we wanted to make the whole system of actual processing for giving clearances for mining becomes more transparent, so that there is no scope for red tapeism, no scope for many other so-called tendency to put a spoke to do something else. In other words, to deter any tendency to corruption while giving clearances. Therefore, if you look at the whole mining policy, you will see A, B, C, D, whatever clearances, statutory clearances are required for the mining activities are required to be taken on timeline basis. They are required to apply, and the processing departments will also provide them on a timeline basis. That is one part. And this mining policy that we are talking about is stringent enough. It is going to help the state, irrespective of how people interpret. If you go through the actual content of the policy, then you will know it for yourself that it is a policy which is going to strike a balance between the economic growth that we want to promote through mining activities and the ecological balance that we need to observe.
Right. So what are the areas where you can possibly get investment into the state? Which are the sectors where you are able to draw, or for the future you plan to draw investments?
Our focus is based on the natural resources that we are talking about. And our flagship program, which I have just referred to as Integrated Basin Development and Livelihood Promotion Program, is designed to attract investment, both government and private investment, on natural resources which are renewable natural resources. Our focus is on attracting investment on various natural resources which are renewable. Non-renewable natural resources as the minerals. So, since Meghalaya, everywhere you dig, you will be privileged to see that there is one mineral or other. Therefore, it is important for us to adopt right approach to attracting investment, and this will be focused on resources which are renewable rather than non-renewable natural resources, which includes power based on the hydro, the biomass, since we have plenty of bamboo and other forest residues which can be made available as fuel for them, and various other investment in the context of agriculture and allied sector, which will go directly rather which will percolate down to the people, the majority of the people who are the farmers.
Right. Dr. Sangma, influx has always been a major problem, not just for Meghalaya, but for the entire Northeast. Your own several civic bodies have been asking for deportation, first identification and then deportation of illegal migrants. So how far have you gone on this?
We have a complete comprehensive agenda on this. And before we put them in place for implementation, we want to basically enable everybody, all the stakeholders, which includes the traditional institutions, the various civil society organizations, NGOs, to come and engage and deliberate and explore all the ways and means which can be basically clubbed together for government to actually adopt in as far as addressing the issue of influx and illegal immigration is concerned. They are examining all these things in totality, comprehensively. They'll come up with recommendation. Then government will examine all these things from all aspects, including the legal aspects, etc.
Right. What about the inner line permit system?
That the whole issue are being examined by this committee.
We wish you all the luck and best wishes for the coming elections, Dr. Sangma.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us today.
And I wish a good luck to the Frontier TV. And I give my personal appeal to Frontier TV to ensure that people at the most difficult places, like people from Ampati, people from South Garo, people from West Khasi Hills, have the luxury of accessing to your Frontier TV channel and get enlightened and be capable of participating for the growth of the state.
Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you.
Sangma. A pleasure being with you.
Thank you.